So there's been a lot of rumors that Knull, the symbiote god, is going to make an appearance in Venom 3: The Last Stand. So let's go ahead and talk about all of these rumors. So it all started with Cryptic HD Quality, one of the top industry insiders, and he said that he was told that in Venom 3, the movie is going to introduce us to someone very scary, and then they used a gif of Knull. So right there, he is teasing Knull, the symbiote god, but then another top industry insider, Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus, quote tweeted this and said cough cough, basically hinting that he heard the same thing. Then just yesterday, My Time to Shine Hello said that Knull will not appear in Venom 3 physically, and that Sony wants him as their ultimate villain for the spin-off verse, so they're keeping him for a crossover event, which honestly, that makes sense to me, because if you just shoehorn Knull into Venom 3 and have him be like the big boss in the third act, that is a complete waste of the villain. He is just so overpowered. You need to have like an Avengers level film to even make sense against Knull. But yeah, right there, we have three top industry insiders. I know My Time to Shine Hello is a little spotty here and there, but we've got three people all saying that Knull is going to be at least referenced in Venom 3. Like, it says that we're going to be introduced to the character, but we're not going to get him physically. So what I'm thinking is, in the trailer, when Venom is like, "Eddie, my home has found us," when he says that, I think, Knull is going to be sending a symbiote army to go and get Venom, and then we won't see him physically because he's going to be the big bad later on for a giant crossover Spider-Verse film. And this is kind of disappointing. Like, I would at least like to see Knull's face, just to see that design and, get us all excited to see him later on to be like the Thanos of the Sony movies. Similar to how we saw Thanos in the post-credits scene where he just like turns his head when he's sitting on his chair. That was so cool, and it gets you excited for what's to come. But if you don't even see the villain, like, yeah, they could mention, "Oh, Knull has sent us," or "Our king has sent us." Like, they can say something like that, teasing Knull. But personally, I think it would be really cool to have him pop up in a post-credits scene and just have him basically do what Thanos did, just turn his head and start to grin. It would be such a badass ending to Venom 3: The Last Dance. It would be incredible. And my theory on how this whole Knull story is going to work is I think he's going to be trapped on planet Clintar, which in their language actually means cage. So I think that Knull is probably stuck on this planet, can't conquer his universe and others, and I think with Venom traveling to the MCU and basically escaping that universe and going to another one, I think since he is the King in Black, he can basically sense the entire hive mind. I think he's going to realize that one of his symbiotes has escaped this universe. And that's what V Scooper is saying over on Twitter. He's saying that Knull is the one sending the symbiote army against Venom, and he needs him to execute a secret master plan. And I think it involves the multiverse, and, especially if he's going to be the big bad for like a big Spider-Verse Avengers level movie, it makes sense because all these Spider-Man variants are all across the multiverse, so it makes sense. So guys, let me know what you think about all of this. Apparently, Knull is not going to show up physically in Venom 3, but he's going to be set up and at least referenced, and apparently Sony wants him to be like their Thanos for a giant event film. I don't have a lot of faith in Sony as a studio to pull this off, especially a character of this caliber, and weaving all of these different movies and shows and everything leading up to a giant movie like a King in Black live-action film. I do not trust them to do it. But if they consult with Marvel Studios and maybe Marvel Studios gets involved, then, it could be pretty good. I don't know. Well, let me know what you think about all of this. All these industry insiders are saying that Knull is going to be referenced and basically introduced to us, but we're not actually going to see him. Let me know your thoughts down below.